Hi everybody, this is the video for Light Waves lesson 3.1. I'm going to start this video off by kind of going over what the live lesson would be. So I want us to start thinking about why Australia is getting more UV light than other parts of the world. So we can see here, we know that this is part of the reason that they might have higher skin cancer rates, so we need to find out why they get more UV light. So the first definition I need you to write down is transmit, and when on your worksheet you can see here transmit, and I just want you to put the definition here. It means to pass through. So if this was something and if this line is light, to transmit light means the light can pass through it. And then the second definition I want you to write down is reflect, and that means to bounce off without absorbing. So we do know that absorb means to take in. So if this gray thing right here was to be absorbing light, it would be taking some of it in. The energy from the light, it would be taking that in. If light's reflecting, it's just bouncing off and nothing is being absorbed. So make sure to have those two definitions here, because later on in this lesson, we will be using absorb, transmit, and reflect to answer some questions. So pause this now and rewind if you need to get those definitions again. And moving on to the first part, we are investigating glass and aluminum. So we're going to investigate what happens when light hits glass and when light hits aluminum foil. So remember, if light is taken in by the material, it is absorbed. If light passes through a material, it's transmitted. If light bounces off a material, it's reflected. So keep this in mind when you come down to the questions later. If you're having trouble with the simulation, this video here goes through it, but I do want you to try it on your own, and I will show you now what you need to do. So you're going to open up the light wave simulation in another tab, and we're going to choose laser and turn the light source on. So I come here, choose laser, turn light source on. Next, I'm going to drag glass to the platform in the testing area, and I'm going to select the different types of light to test how they interact with glass. So here, for all my tests, I'll have glass, and you guys know by now the slider here slides for all the different kinds of light. So this is for glass, and for each of these different lights, you will write what happened if it was absorbed, transmitted, or reflected. So for instance, the first light is gamma ray. So I'll push it all the way back to gamma ray. I'll see here, I can see that light is passing through. And when I look back to my definitions or these little bullet points here, if light passes through, it is transmitted. So here I would write transmitted. And you can do that for all the other lights. And then on the second page, you are going to test with aluminum foil. So now you come back here, and instead of the glass, you will put the aluminum foil up on the platform and see what happens with all the different lights. So just slide down with the lights and answer them here. And then you just have two questions to answer at the end. So remember, if light is taken in by a material, absorbed, passes through, transmitted, bounces off, reflected.